You are living in a world designed to distract you, drain you, and keep your mind scattered. Your attention has been hijacked, your focus is fragmented, and you've forgotten what it feels like to be fully present with your own life. This audiobook is your wake-up call. Over the next chapters, you will learn how to detox your mind from constant noise, break free from digital addiction, and rebuild the clarity and focus you've lost. If you are tired of feeling mentally overwhelmed and constantly pulled away from the life you want, then listen closely. Your mental reset starts now. Chapter 1. Admit you're addicted to distraction. Before you can change your life, you must get brutally honest about the state of your mind. And the truth is simple: you are addicted to distraction. Not by accident, not by weakness, but by repetition, conditioning, and convenience. You wake up and check your phone before you check in with yourself. You scroll before you breathe. You consume before you think. You react before you reflect. This chapter is the mirror you've been avoiding, because you can't break free from what you refuse to acknowledge. That is the key. Say it again so it sinks in. You can't break free from what you refuse to acknowledge. We start here not to shame you but to awaken you, because denial keeps you stuck. Self-honesty sets you free. The modern mind is overstimulated. You're not just distracted occasionally. You are wired for distraction. Your brain has been trained to constantly seek stimulation, noise, and novelty. Think about it. You can't sit still for 60 seconds without grabbing your phone. You can't watch a movie without checking your messages. You can't read one paragraph without feeling the urge to switch apps. You can't shower without a podcast playing. You can't walk without music in your ears. You fill every quiet moment with noise because silence feels uncomfortable. This is not normal. This is dependency. And here's the uncomfortable truth. If you need constant stimulation, you are not in control. Your impulses are. But you have a choice. A powerful choice. The choice to reclaim your attention, starting with radical honesty. The first step is admitting the addiction. Addiction grows in the dark. It thrives when you ignore it, excuse it, or normalize it. You may not think you're addicted because everyone around you does the same thing. But collective dysfunction does not make it healthy. Common does not equal acceptable. Checking your phone 100 times a day is not harmless. Needing constant noise is not just how you are. Multitasking is not a strength. It is a trap. You don't need a diagnosis to admit it. You don't need permission to admit it. You don't need a crisis to admit it. You just need to be honest. Because you can't break free from what you refuse to acknowledge. The moment you admit it, you regain power. Power to change. Power to choose differently. Power to rebuild your focus. Examples you can't ignore. Let's expose the subtle habits that prove distraction owns most people. You check your phone before you get out of bed. Before you connect with your body, your breath, or your intention, you connect with other people's thoughts. You need background noise to think. You feel uncomfortable with silence. Not because silence is the problem, but because silence reveals the truth you're avoiding. You binge content you don't even care about. You scroll for hours not because you enjoy it, but because your brain is chasing micro hits of stimulation. You panic when you're bored. You treat boredom like pain instead of opportunity. Yet boredom is where creativity and clarity begin. These habits are not random. They are symptoms of a distracted mind. A mind trained to avoid presence. A mind trained to avoid stillness. But remember, awareness is the first breakthrough. You can't break free from what you refuse to acknowledge. Distraction has become your default state. You must understand this clearly. Distraction isn't something that happens to you. It has become who you are on autopilot. Distraction is now the default setting. Focus has become the exception. That should concern you. Because a distracted mind cannot create a meaningful life. A distracted mind cannot build discipline. A distracted mind cannot pursue long-term purpose. It can only chase the next hit of stimulation. But here's the good news. Your default can be rewired. Your mind can be retrained. Your focus can be rebuilt. And it begins with honesty. Say it again with conviction. You can't break free from what you refuse to acknowledge. Distraction steals more than time. This addiction doesn't just waste hours. It steals something far more valuable. It steals presence. It steals clarity. It steals inner peace. It steals potential. It steals your ability to think deeply, feel deeply, and live intentionally. When distraction controls you, you don't live your life. Your life happens to you while you look at a screen. You cannot become who you are meant to be if your attention is fragmented. You cannot build a life of meaning if your mind is always elsewhere. You have a choice. Continue numbing yourself with noise or wake up to what this addiction is costing you. Honesty begins the reset. So here is your first assignment. It's simple. It's uncomfortable. And it's necessary. Observe yourself. For the next 24 hours, watch how often you reach for stimulation. Don't change anything yet, just observe it. Notice where your mind runs when nothing external is pulling it. Awareness must come before transformation. Not judgment. Not guilt. Just truth. Because you can't break free from what you refuse to acknowledge. Say it until it becomes undeniable. This is the moment you take responsibility. Your attention is your life. And if your attention is being controlled, so is your life. You don't need motivation. You don't need the perfect plan. You don't need more information. You need ownership. Ownership of your habits. Ownership of your mind. Ownership of your choices. This chapter is your turning point. It is the moment you stop pretending your distraction is harmless or just how the world is. It is the moment you start seeing it as the barrier between you and the life you want. You don't need anyone's permission to take control back. You just need honesty. And honesty begins here. Now that you've admitted the truth, you've taken the first step toward reclaiming your focus. You've exposed the addiction. You've brought it into the light. But understanding the problem isn't enough. You must understand the damage it's causing to your mind and your life. Because awareness creates urgency and urgency drives change. You admitted the addiction. Now it's time to confront the consequences. Chapter 2: The Silent Damage of a Scattered Mind. Distraction is not a harmless habit. Distraction is not a form of entertainment. Distraction is deterioration. Slow, steady, silent deterioration of your mind, your potential, and your inner peace. In Chapter 1 you admitted the addiction. Now you must understand the cost. Because if you don't see the damage distraction is causing, you won't feel the urgency to change. Awareness creates urgency. Urgency creates transformation. So listen closely. This chapter is the wake-up call your mind has been avoiding. Because distraction isn't just wasting your time, it's weakening your mind. Your mind is losing its strength. A distracted mind becomes a weak mind. Not weak in intelligence. Weak in stamina. Weak in discipline. Weak in clarity. Your mind is constantly switching, constantly reacting, constantly overstimulated. It never rests. It never focuses. It never goes deep. And when the mind can't go deep, it becomes shallow. Shallow thinking. Shallow conversations. Shallow work. Shallow living. This is the silent damage. This is the hidden cost. Distraction is not entertainment. Distraction is deterioration. Shallow thinking is replacing deep thinking. Deep thinking requires stillness. Deep thinking requires focus. Deep thinking requires time and patience. But today people don't think, they skim. They scroll. They consume. They react. They don't reflect. They don't question. They don't analyze. They don't process. If your brain is constantly jumping between apps, screens, notifications, and stimulation, it never enters deep thought. And the ability to think deeply is what builds wisdom, creativity, and intelligence. When was the last time you sat with one thought long enough to understand it? When was the last time you reflected instead of reacted? When was the last time you had a breakthrough idea, without external input? If the answer is rarely, this is why. Distraction has trained your brain to avoid depth. And remember, distraction is not entertainment. Distraction is deterioration. Your memory is crumbling. One of the first abilities to weaken under constant distraction is memory. Not because you're getting older, but because your brain has stopped encoding information. When your attention is scattered, your mind doesn't store experiences. You don't remember what you scrolled. You don't remember what you watched. You don't remember the conversations you rushed through while multitasking. You live your life, but you don't absorb your life. People say they have a memory problem. But the real problem is attention. If you don't give something your full attention, your brain won't store it. It's not forgetfulness. It's fragmentation. Your mind can't hold on to what you never fully received. This is deterioration. Slow, silent, dangerous. Distraction is feeding your anxiety. Many people think distraction helps them escape stress. They use scrolling as relief. They use noise as comfort. They use entertainment as escape. But distraction doesn't soothe anxiety, it amplifies it. Here's why. Your mind never gets a chance to process emotions. Your nervous system never resets. Your brain stays in constant stimulation mode. The result? A restless, uneasy, irritable mind. Silence feels uncomfortable because your brain has forgotten how to be still. Your nervous system has forgotten how to regulate naturally. Peace doesn't come from escaping your mind. Peace comes from training your mind. And every time you use distraction to avoid discomfort, you strengthen anxiety. This is the hidden cost. Distraction is not entertainment. Distraction is deterioration. Decision fatigue is draining your willpower. Every notification, every tab, every switch, every piece of content, every choice, consumes mental energy. Your brain has a limited capacity for decisions each day, and distraction burns through that capacity on useless choices. What should I watch? What should I click? What should I open? What should I respond to? What should I scroll next? By the time it's time to make real decisions about your goals, your habits, your life, your mental battery is empty. This creates a life of procrastination, avoidance, and inconsistency. Not because you're lazy, but because your mental energy was wasted on noise. Distraction doesn't just take your time. It drains your willpower. This is deterioration. Not external, but internal. Distraction steals inner peace. Inner peace is not lost in a single moment. It is lost one distraction at a time. Every moment you choose noise over presence, you weaken your inner calm. Every time you choose stimulation over silence, you deepen your dependence. Every time you avoid stillness, you move further from yourself. The result? A restless life. A reactive life. A life where your mind is always on, but never fulfilled. Inner peace is not built through escape. Inner peace is built through clarity, presence, and intentional living. And distraction destroys all three. Distraction is not entertainment. Distraction is deterioration. The erosion of potential. Here's the deepest truth. Distraction doesn't just steal your days, it steals your destiny. Your potential requires focus. Your purpose requires attention. Your growth requires depth. If your mind is always fragmented, you never gain enough momentum to change your life. You start. You stop. You start again. You never go far enough to transform. A scattered mind cannot build a powerful life. A distracted mind cannot create a meaningful future. A deteriorating mind cannot fulfill its potential. Your future depends on your ability to control your attention. Because what you consistently give your attention to, you give your life to. Time to see distraction for what it is. You must stop romanticizing distraction as fun, normal, or harmless. Call it what it is. It weakens your mind, it drains your energy, it steals your peace, it blocks your growth, it erodes your potential. This is not entertainment. This is not relaxation. This is not harmless. Distraction is not entertainment. Distraction is deterioration. Say it until it becomes truth in your body. Say it until you can no longer excuse it. Say it until you feel the urgency to change. You've now seen the damage. You've seen how distraction weakens your mind, your memory, your peace, and your potential. You understand the cost, and you cannot unsee it. But knowing the damage is only step 2. Now you must attack the source of the damage. You must take control of what enters your mind. Because the mind doesn't just reflect your environment, it becomes it. If you don't control your inputs will control you. Let's take the next step. Chapter 3. Control your inputs or lose your mind. Your mind is not a closed system. Your mind is a reflection of what you allow into it. Your thoughts, emotions, habits, and decisions are shaped every single day by the inputs you consume. This is the truth most people ignore. Your environment is programming you. Digital, social, physical. All of it shapes who you become. If you don't take control of what enters your mind, something else will. And that something rarely has your best interest at heart. Say this slowly so it locks in. What enters your mind controls your life. Your mind is absorbing more than you realize. Every notification, every headline, every post, every conversation, every room you spend time in, it all influences you. Not by force but by repetition. Not instantly but gradually. Not loudly but silently. Your mind is always absorbing, always learning, always being shaped. People think their thoughts just happen. No, your thoughts are reactions to your inputs. If you feed your mind chaos, your thoughts become chaotic. If you feed your mind negativity, your thoughts become negative. If you feed your mind gossip, your thoughts become judgmental. If you feed your mind comparison, your thoughts become insecure. What enters your mind controls your life. Your digital environment is training your brain. Your phone is the strongest influence on your mind right now. Not because the device is harmful, but because you've allowed it to become your main source of input. Ask yourself, who is shaping your worldview, your values, your priorities, your beliefs, your goals, or your algorithm? Your personal vision, or random content designed to keep you scrolling? Most people don't realize that their digital environment is not entertainment, it's conditioning. You think you're choosing content, but the content is choosing you. You think you're consuming, but you're being programmed. Your digital inputs matter, because what enters your mind controls your life. This is why you must audit your digital world ruthlessly. The digital audit you must do. Here is your first audit. Look at the apps on your phone and ask one question. Does this strengthen me or weaken me? If it weakens you, drains you, numbs you, or distracts you, remove it, limit it, or relocate it. Unfollow accounts that trigger comparison or insecurity. And mute notifications that demand attention you did not consent to give. And remove apps that encourage passive consumption instead of active living. This is not about becoming anti-technology. This is about using technology intentionally instead of letting it use you. You don't have to delete everything, but you must control it. Because if you don't control your digital inputs, they will control your mind. And what enters your mind controls your life. Your social circle shapes your identity. Every conversation you have plants seeds in your mind. Seeds of growth or seeds of limitation. Your social inputs matter just as much as your digital ones. Ask yourself, do the people around you lift your standards or lower them? Do they talk about ideas or gossip about people? Do they support growth or normalize mediocrity? Do you feel more alive after being with them, or drained? Your inner world mirrors the voices you expose yourself to. If you surround yourself with complainers, you become one. If you surround yourself with dreamers, you start dreaming bigger. If you surround yourself with disciplined people, you naturally elevate your behavior. You don't need to cut everyone out of your life, but you must filter your access. Not everyone deserves a front row seat to your mind, because what enters your mind controls your life. Stop eating mental junk food. Physical junk food destroys your body. Mental junk food destroys your mind. And most people binge mental junk food daily. Gossip, drama, clickbait news, controversy, celebrity scandals, online arguments. This content doesn't educate. It doesn't inspire. It doesn't strengthen. It distracts. It drains. It deteriorates. News designed to provoke fear. Content designed to stir outrage. Drama designed to keep you emotionally reactive. Your brain was not designed for constant emotional stimulation. It burns your mental energy and replaces clarity with anxiety. This is why your brain feels overwhelmed. This is why silence feels impossible. This is why inner peace is slipping away. Stop feeding your mind trash. Because whether it's food or information, what you consume becomes you. What enters your mind controls your life. The physical environment you live in affects your mental state. Your physical space is also input. Your environment either calms your mind or clutters it. Messy room, messy mind. Cluttered desk, cluttered thoughts. Chaotic environment, chaotic inner world. Your space influences your mental clarity more than you think. This is why monks, athletes, and high performers protect their environment. Because environment shapes behavior. Clear space, clear mind. Take responsibility for your environment. Don't wait for motivation to clean it. Clean it to create clarity. Audit everything that enters your mind. You must become a guardian of your attention, a filter, a protector. Your audit begins with 2 questions. 1. Does this strengthen my mind or weaken it? 2. Is this input aligned with the person I want to become? If the answer is no, remove it, limit it, or replace it. You don't need to overhaul your entire life in one day. Start small. Start intentional. Start with 1 input at a time. Because every input you remove takes you 1 step closer to clarity. Every input you elevate takes you 1 step closer to growth. Your mind needs quality fuel. Your mind needs silence, a learning, inspiration, a meaningful conversation, purposeful content, environments that support your growth. Feed your mind with what aligns with your highest self, not your weakest impulses. You are not a passive receiver. You are the gatekeeper. You are the filter. You are the one who decides. No one else. Because what enters your mind controls your life. Now you understand the power of inputs. You understand that everything you allow into your world shapes your mind, your energy, your identity, and your future. You can no longer pretend your environment doesn't influence you. It does. It always has. And now you're aware of it. But awareness alone isn't enough. You must take the next step, not just controlling your inputs, but detoxing them. It's time to remove the poison. It's time to cleanse your mental environment. It's time for a digital detox powerful enough to reset your brain. Chapter 4. The digital detox you must commit to. If you're serious about escaping the distraction trap, you must detox your mind from the technology that keeps you hooked, reactive, and mentally overstimulated. This is not a suggestion. This is a requirement. Because here's the truth most people avoid. You cannot build a focused life with a distracted mind. And you cannot create a clear mind while staying plugged into systems designed to drain your attention. You need a reset, a cleanse, a detox strong enough to break your compulsive relationship with your device. Say it and internalize it. Control your device or your device will control you. Detox is not about removing technology, it's about removing dependency. Technology is not the enemy. Your dependence on it is. Your device is a tool, but you've allowed it to become your master. And you cannot grow if you are owned by your impulses. This detox is not about going off the grid. This detox is about reclaiming authority over your attention. Because if you don't control your device will control you. Step 1. The notification blackout. Notifications are digital interruptions engineered to hijack your attention. Every ping, every vibration, every badge is a hook designed to pull you back into the screen. This is why you feel mentally scattered. Not because you lack discipline, but because your device is constantly pulling you away from your life. It's time for a notification blackout. Turn off all non-essential notifications. Not reduce. Not limit. Turn them off. Social media notifications. OFF. Promotional emails. OFF. App badges. OFF. Random alerts. OFF. Your phone should not have the power to interrupt your life whenever it wants. Only calls from real humans require instant attention. Everything else can wait. Repeat this until it sticks. Control your device or your device will control you. Step 2. Screen time rules that protect your focus. Your device should never be the first thing you touch in the morning or the last thing you see at night. Here are the rules. Rule number 1. No phone for the first 30 to 60 minutes after waking up. Your brain deserves a calm start, not a flood of stimulation. Rule number 2. No phone for the last 30 to 60 minutes before sleep. End your day with intention, not consumption. Rule number 3. Set screen time limits for entertainment apps. Not to punish yourself, but to retrain your brain to disconnect. These rules build mental discipline. These rules rebuild your attention span. These rules reset your nervous system. Who wins, the algorithm or you? Control your device or your device will control you. Step 3. The social media fast. Social media is engineered to be addictive. Not by accident, but by design. You are not weak for getting hooked. You were targeted. The social media fast breaks the cycle. Choose your level. Level 1. 72 hours, a short reset that reveals how often you reach for your device unconsciously. Level 2, 7 days, the point where withdrawals fade and awareness increases. You regain mental clarity. A level 3, 30 days, of full recalibration of your brain's reward system. This is where transformation happens. During the fast, delete the apps, not just log out. Reduce temptation. Create friction. Give your brain space to breathe again. People who commit to a 30-day fast report the same results. Less anxiety, a more clarity, a more time, a increased focus, better sleep, a real presence in their daily life. They didn't lose anything. They gained themselves back. And that's the point. Control your device or your device will control you. Step 4. Intentional device-free hours. Your brain needs silence. Your mind needs recovery. Your attention needs rest. Pick specific hours in your day when your phone is off or out of sight. Examples: while eating, during focused work, during workouts, before bed, during family time, during walks or nature time. This is how you train your brain to exist without constant stimulation. Start with 1 hour a day, then 2, then an entire evening. Eventually, you'll feel a peace you forgot was possible. Device-free time creates presence. Presence creates awareness. Awareness creates true living. Because when the noise stops, you finally hear yourself again. Step 5. Replace consumption with creation. A detox is not just about what you remove, it's about what you replace it with. Instead of scrolling, you create. Instead of consuming, you contribute. Instead of reacting, you think. Fill the space with a reading, writing, a journaling, a learning, thinking, physical movement, a meaningful conversation, hobbies, a real-world experience. This is where the detox transforms from temporary to permanent. Because you're not just breaking a habit, you're building a new identity. You're becoming a person who lives instead of watches, who creates instead of consumes, who thinks instead of reacts. That's the shift. That's the upgrade. That's the liberation. Control your device or your device will control you. Real people, real results. People who commit to this detox regain 1 to 4 hours per day on average. Not by working harder, but by removing digital theft. Imagine what you could do with 30 extra hours a week. To build a skill is start a side project, read a book a week, improve your fitness, strengthen relationships, rest deeply. People report clearer thinking by day 3, reduced anxiety by day 7, a calm nervous system by day 14, a different identity by day 30. Not because life changed, but because they finally took back their mind. Detox requires commitment, not temporary motivation. You can't half detox. You can't detox when you feel like it. Detox requires commitment. You are breaking a dependency. That takes discipline. That takes intention. That takes ownership. Yes, you'll feel bored at first. Yes, you'll feel uncomfortable. Yes, you'll feel withdrawals. That is the sign that you need this. The more uncomfortable you are without your device, the more necessary this detox is. Remember the rule of this chapter. Control your device or your device will control you. And if it controls your mind, it controls your decisions. And if it controls your decisions, it controls your life. You deserve to be in control of your life, not your device. This detox is how you reset. This detox is how you reclaim your attention. This detox is how you begin to live on your terms again. But detox alone is not enough. Once you clear the noise, you must rebuild your inner world. You must learn how to focus deeply, not just avoid distraction. You must strengthen your mental muscles so life cannot easily pull you away again. You've removed the digital hooks. Now it's time to sharpen your attention. Chapter 5. Single tasking, the lost superpower. Most people believe multitasking is a skill. They brag about doing 5 things at once. They measure productivity by how busy they appear. Let me tell you the truth. Multitasking is the enemy of progress. Multitasking is the thief of focus, creativity, and calm. Multitasking is the silent destroyer of potential. The real superpower you've lost is single tasking. The ability to focus fully on one thing until it's complete. The ability to give your attention fully, deeply, and intentionally. Say it out loud. Do one thing. Do it fully. Do it well. This is the mantra that will change your life. Repeat it. Internalize it. Live it. The myth of multitasking. Humans are not designed to multitask. Our brains cannot truly process more than one demanding cognitive task at a time. Every time you switch tasks, you lose energy. Every time you divide attention, you lose depth. Every time you chase multiple goals at once, you accomplish none of them fully. Multitasking feels efficient, but it's an illusion. It feels productive, but it creates mental fatigue. It seems like you're getting more done, but you're leaving quality, creativity, and focus behind. Every time you think you're multitasking, you're actually fragmenting your mind. Fragmented minds produce fragmented results. Do one thing. Do it fully. Do it well. The science of focus. Neuroscience proves it. When you concentrate on a single task, your brain enters a state called deep work. Deep work is where focus, creativity, and high performance live. Deep work is where mastery is built. When you switch between tasks, your brain experiences attention residue. A portion of your mind stays stuck on the previous task while you start the next. This residue reduces efficiency, clarity, and energy. Multitasking is expensive. Single tasking is profitable. Do one thing. Do it fully. Do it well. Introducing the single focus block. Here's the weapon you need, the single focus block. It is simple. One task, one intention, 0 interruptions, no notifications, no phone, no emails, no half-started tasks. Set a timer, 45 to 90 minutes. Commit fully. Go deep. Work as if nothing else exists. This is how high performers, monks, and elite creators operate. They respect the power of focus. They do not fragment their attention. They build mastery through immersion. Every time you enter a single focus block, you teach your brain. Depth is more valuable than speed. Presence is more valuable than distraction. Quality is more valuable than quantity. Do one thing. Do it fully. Do it well. The benefits of single tasking. Single tasking isn't just a productivity hack. It's a life upgrade. Productivity. You finish more because you complete one task before starting another. Momentum builds naturally. Progress becomes visible and measurable. Creativity. Depth allows your brain to connect ideas. Innovation comes from immersion, not interruption. Breakthroughs happen when you are fully present. Calm and mental clarity. When you focus fully, your mind becomes quiet. You feel accomplished instead of scattered. You regain mental space you didn't know you'd lost. Mastery and skill. No one achieves greatness by spreading attention thin. Single tasking allows mastery to emerge naturally. Every focused session compounds into skill, insight, and results. Do one thing. Do it fully. Do it well. How to implement single tasking. Start today. Don't overcomplicate it. Prioritize. Identify the single most important task that will move your life, work, or goals forward. Everything else waits. Create a focused environment. Eliminate distractions. Phone in another room. Notifications off. Workspace clean. Set a timer, 45 to 90 minutes of undivided attention. No breaks unless necessary. No interruptions unless emergency. Immerse fully, commit your mind and energy. Work with intention. Ignore external noise. Reflect and reset. After the block, review progress. Celebrate completion. Move to the next single task. Every single block reinforces your brain's ability to focus. Every block builds attention stamina. Every block strengthens mental discipline. Do one thing. Do it fully. Do it well. The danger of half-tasked. Half-done work, scattered attention, and divided energy are invisible thieves. They steal your time, your energy, your results. They leave you exhausted, frustrated, and overwhelmed. And worst of all, they feel productive because you did something. But doing something half-heartedly is worse than doing nothing. It trains your brain for mediocrity. It erodes confidence. It sabotages achievement. Break the habit. Commit to completeness. Commit to presence. Do one thing. Do it fully. Do it well. Single tasking in daily life. This doesn't just apply to work. Eat fully without scrolling. Walk fully without listening to music. Converse fully without thinking about what's next. Exercise fully without distraction. Rest fully without digital noise. Your mind needs this training. Your nervous system needs this training. Your focus muscle needs this training. Single tasking transforms your life. It is not an option. It is a necessity. Do one thing. Do it fully. Do it well. Real results from single tasking. People who commit to single tasking notice immediate changes. Tasks that took hours now take half the time. Creativity flows because attention is undivided. Stress reduces because focus replaces chaos. Confidence increases because completion builds proof of ability. Even small daily blocks compound over time. Momentum grows. Results accelerate. Life feels lighter, sharper, and more powerful. This is why single tasking is the lost superpower. Once reclaimed, it changes everything. You now understand the truth. Multitasking is a lie. Single tasking is the weapon your mind has been missing. You've learned the mantra, do one thing. Do it fully. Do it well. Repeat it. Live it. Embody it. But focus alone is not enough. Distraction, inputs, and mental fatigue can still sabotage your results. You must train your brain to not just focus, but to maintain focus consistently, like a muscle. You mastered single tasking. Now let's talk about attention as a muscle. Chapter 6. Rebuild your attention like a muscle. Your attention is not fixed. Your focus is not permanent. Your ability to concentrate is not a gift. You either train it or lose it. Here's the truth few people realize. Attention is a muscle. Train it daily. Without training, it weakens. Without discipline, it fractures. Without structure, it becomes unreliable, scattered, and weak. And if your attention is weak, your life is weak. Your productivity, creativity, relationships, and inner peace all suffer. But here's the good news. Attention can be rebuilt. And when you rebuild it, everything changes. Repeat it until it sinks in. Attention is a muscle. Train it daily. The myth of natural focus. Many people believe focus is innate. They think some people have it, and some people don't. False. Focus is a skill. Focus is a habit. Focus is trained like a muscle. Look at elite performers. Monks, athletes, high achievers, they all train attention systematically. Not because they are naturally gifted, because they practice it daily. And that is exactly what you must do. Attention is a muscle. Train it daily. Step 1. Intentional pauses. The first exercise is simple but powerful. Intentional pauses. Throughout your day, take brief moments to stop completely. Stop scrolling. Stop talking. Stop reacting. Close your eyes. Breathe. Observe your thoughts. Notice when your mind wanders. This builds awareness of where your attention is drifting. Awareness is the foundation of control. These pauses are like stretches for your mental muscle. They prepare your brain to focus with strength and clarity. Attention is a muscle. Train it daily. Step 2. Concentration reps. Next, we build strength with concentration reps. Pick a single task, a mental challenge, a problem, or a creative project. Set a timer for 15 to 30 minutes. No interruptions. No multitasking. And no checking your phone. Focus fully. Notice when your mind drifts. Refocus immediately. Each repetition builds stamina. Each session strengthens your neural pathways. Each moment of redirection makes your attention more powerful. It's like lifting weights for your brain. Attention is a muscle. Train it daily. Step 3. Deep work practice. Deep work is where transformation happens. It's a state of uninterrupted, high-quality focus. It's the mental equivalent of going all in on a heavy lift in the gym. Schedule blocks of deep work, 45 to 90 minutes of undistracted effort. Single tasking only. One task. One intention. One focus. During this time, external noise does not exist. Internal distraction does not exist. Your only objective is mastery of the task. The first few sessions will be uncomfortable. Your mind will scream for stimulation. It will try to pull you back into habit. Fight it. Train through it. Build the habit. Attention is a muscle. Train it daily. Step 4. Attention stamina building. You don't just want short bursts of focus. You want endurance. Start with short sessions and increase gradually. track your progress. Celebrate your ability to maintain attention longer than before. Here's an exercise. Set a timer for 15 minutes. Focus on one task. When the timer ends, take a 2-minute pause. Increase the next session to 20 minutes. Repeat daily, gradually increasing duration. Your mental endurance grows like a trained athlete. The longer you hold your focus, the more energy, clarity, and control you gain. Attention is a muscle. Train it daily. Step 5. Mindful observation. Another tool is mindful observation. During daily activities, walking, eating, showering, fully engage your senses. Notice sights, sounds, smells, textures, and movements. Notice your thoughts without judgment. Bring your attention back when it wanders. This practice rewires your brain to stay present. It strengthens the connection between your awareness and your focus. It makes attention automatic instead of forced. Attention is a muscle. Train it daily. Step 6. Remove attention leaks. Muscles weaken if they are constantly drained. Your attention weakens if it is constantly fragmented. Identify your attention leaks. Notifications that pull you away, open tabs that tempt you to scroll, background noise that disrupts focus, habitual checking of messages. Eliminate them ruthlessly. Create a protected environment for focus. Guard your attention like it is your most valuable asset, because it is. Attention is a muscle. Train it daily. Step 7. Learn from the experts. Monks, athletes, and high performers all follow structured attention training. Monks meditate daily to build one-pointed focus. Their athletes visualize plays, movements, and strategies to enhance concentration. CEOs and innovators block time for deep work to think clearly and strategically. They don't rely on willpower alone. They build systems. They repeat practices consistently. They treat attention like a trained skill, not a natural gift. You must do the same. Attention is a muscle. Train it daily. Step 8. Daily discipline. Consistency beats intensity. You don't need perfect focus in one day. You need daily practice. 5 minutes today, 10 tomorrow, 30 the next week. Small, consistent repetitions compound into unstoppable attention. The muscle grows gradually, but the results are irreversible. Your brain learns control. Your focus strengthens. Your clarity becomes your default. Attention is a muscle. Train it daily. By now, you understand the mechanics. Attention can be trained, strengthened, and expanded. You've learned to pause intentionally. You've built concentration reps. You've practiced deep work. You've built stamina. You've observed mindfully. You've eliminated leaks. Your attention is no longer weak. It is a tool you can wield with purpose. But training attention is only part of the battle. Next, you will learn how to replace instant gratification with purposeful reward, how to build a life driven by long-term focus and meaningful dopamine, not mindless consumption. Chapter 7. Replace dopamine addiction with purposeful reward. Your brain is being hijacked. Not by strangers. Not by some mysterious force. By the very things you interact with every day: your phone, social media, streaming, notifications, endless feeds. Modern technology is designed to give you instant pleasure. One scroll, one like, one click. Micro bursts of dopamine flooding your brain, conditioning it to crave more. And here's the truth most people refuse to admit. This constant pursuit of short-term pleasure is destroying your capacity for long-term fulfillment. You are addicted to relief. Instant relief. Temporary pleasure. Temporary satisfaction. But fleeting dopamine does not build a meaningful life. It does not build skill. It does not build discipline. It does not build mastery. The solution is simple, but it requires discipline. Choose earned reward over instant relief. Repeat it. Internalize it. Live it. The problem: dopamine hijacking. Every time you reach for your phone, every time you scroll, every time you binge a show, your brain experiences a small hit of dopamine. This is a natural chemical designed to reward action and learning. But modern tech hijacks it. It tricks your brain into expecting pleasure without effort. It trains you to chase the next hit instead of creating real reward. Your brain is now conditioned to react instantly to stimulation. You feel restless without it. You feel anxious when bored. You feel empty when you pause. This is the trap. This is why your attention falters. This is why focus and motivation are scarce. And here is the wake-up call. Choose earned reward over instant relief. The cost of instant gratification. Instant gratification feels good in the moment, but over time it destroys. A motivation. Your brain expects rewards for minimal effort. A patience. You can't tolerate delayed outcomes. A discipline. You crave immediate satisfaction over meaningful progress. Fulfillment. Shallow pleasure replaces deep purpose. When your brain is trained on short-term hits, you avoid the very actions that create lasting happiness. You choose scrolling over skill. You choose passive consumption over creation. You choose comfort over growth. And every choice reinforces the cycle. Choose earned reward over instant relief. The power of earned dopamine. Now let's flip the script. Earned dopamine is real reward. It comes from effort. It comes from progress. It comes from meaningful action. It's not immediate. It's not passive. It's not handed to you. Earned dopamine builds skill. Learning something difficult rewires your brain to grow. Confidence. Every small achievement reinforces your capability. A resilience. Overcoming resistance strengthens mental toughness. Fulfillment. Purposeful action produces satisfaction that lasts longer than any scroll or click. Every time you delay gratification, your brain's reward system strengthens. Every time you earn it, your motivation compounds. Every time you create, your focus grows. Choose earned reward over instant relief. How to practice earned dopamine. Set meaningful goals. Choose one action that matters to your life or growth. Break it into steps. Every completed step is a hit of earned dopamine. Track progress visibly. A checklist, journal, or app that shows achievement reinforces reward naturally. Replace consumption with creation. Instead of scrolling, write code, draw, solve a problem, or build something tangible. Embrace discomfort. Effort is uncomfortable by nature. Enduring discomfort now pays in long-term satisfaction. The key: every reward must be earned, not received passively. Every reward must be intentional, not accidental. Choose earned reward over instant relief. Practical examples. Consider real-world application. Fitness. Lifting weights gives you micro hits of dopamine only after effort, not instantly. Learning. Reading a challenging book or practicing a new skill rewards your brain progressively. Work. Completing a focused project produces satisfaction that scrolling never will. Relationships. Investing time and energy into someone meaningful produces deeper reward than superficial likes. Notice the pattern. Earned dopamine comes from action, effort, and investment, not consumption, not distraction, not avoidance. Choose earned reward over instant relief. The daily habit of purposeful reward. To rewire your brain. Start each day with a task that requires effort and attention. Avoid passive consumption until you've earned your first win. Celebrate small victories intentionally. Even small, consistent wins create a ripple effect. Increased motivation or reduced need for instant pleasure or strengthened focus or greater resilience. Your brain begins to crave effortful reward rather than fleeting hits. Choose earned reward over instant relief. Techniques to replace dopamine hijacking. Delayed consumption. Schedule social media or entertainment only after meaningful work is complete. Micro-challenges. Give yourself a task, complete it fully, then enjoy a short reward. Awareness checks. Pause before picking up your device. Ask, am I doing this for instant relief or am I earning a reward? Journaling wins. Write down progress at the end of each day to reinforce earned satisfaction. Every moment you replace passive consumption with intentional action, you strengthen your brain's natural reward pathways. Choose earned reward over instant relief. Why this matters for life transformation. Most people never experience true satisfaction because their reward system is hijacked. They chase dopamine, not fulfillment. They consume, not create. They react, not act. By practicing earned dopamine, you reclaim control. You teach your brain that effort produces real reward. You cultivate patience, focus, and resilience. You finally experience lasting satisfaction. This is what high performers, monks, and intentional people understand. Pleasure alone is fleeting. Effort creates meaning. Discipline produces fulfillment. Choose earned reward over instant relief. You've learned how to rebuild attention and reclaim focus. You've learned how to detox your mind and control your inputs. Now you understand the hidden trap of dopamine hijacking and the power of earned reward. The next step is learning how to set systems instead of goals, to create structure that makes focus, discipline, and progress automatic. Because even with awareness, a distracted mind and weak systems will pull you back into old habits. You've begun to replace instant pleasure with purposeful reward. Now it's time to systemize your success. Chapter 8. Create more than you consume. Most people live their lives as passive consumers. They scroll, watch, click, and absorb endlessly. They fill their hours with content, but empty their potential. This is the quiet thief of progress. The invisible force keeping you from focus, fulfillment, and mastery. Here's the truth. Consumption numbs you. Creation builds you. Repeat it. Let it sink in. Say it until it burns into your consciousness. Consumption numbs. Creation builds. And if you want a life of meaning, productivity, and mental clarity, you must flip the script. The identity shift. Consumer versus creator. Think about this. Who do you identify as? A consumer? Passive, reactive, waiting for stimulation. A creator? Active, deliberate, shaping reality instead of absorbing it. Consumers drift. Creators move. Consumers react. Creators act. Consumers live in distraction. Creators live in intention. When you adopt the creator mindset, your focus shifts. Your energy shifts. Your brain rewires. You start producing results instead of just absorbing noise. Consumption numbs you. Creation builds you. Why creation matters. Creation strengthens three critical pillars of transformation. Self-worth. When you produce something, even a small action, you prove to yourself that you are capable. You gain confidence. You see tangible evidence of your effort. You validate your own value instead of seeking it externally. Clarity. Creating forces focus. It trains your attention. It organizes your thoughts. Your brain begins to prioritize what matters over distractions. Momentum. Every act of creation is a small victory. Each victory compounds. Small wins accumulate into habits. Habits accumulate into identity. Identity accumulates into a life worth living. Consumption cannot do this. Creation does. Remember, consumption numbs you. Creation builds you. How to start creating. You don't need to be an expert. You don't need permission. You don't need perfect circumstances. Start small. Start today. Start intentionally. Some starter examples. Journaling. Write your thoughts, ideas, lessons learned. Even 5 minutes counts. Building. Construct, fix, or design something tangible. Create value in the real world. Writing. Short stories, essays, reflections, or notes. Externalize your thinking. Learning. Pick a subject, practice deliberately, and record your progress. Practicing a craft. Art, music, coding, cooking, or a physical skill. Focus on repetition and improvement. Small doses of creation are enough. Consistency beats intensity. A tiny effort, repeated daily, compounds like interest on a bank account. Consumption numbs you. Creation builds you. The mental shift. Creating rewires your brain. You stop seeking constant external stimulation. You stop chasing passive dopamine hits. You start producing, solving, and engaging deeply. Your mind becomes active instead of reactive. Your energy flows toward growth, not distraction. Your inner satisfaction comes from building, not consuming. This is why creators are calmer, more focused, and more fulfilled than passive consumers. Consumption numbs you. Creation builds you. Real-world examples. Consider these cases. The writer who journals daily gains clarity, self-reflection, and ideas for projects. The hobbyist who practices a craft develops discipline, skill, and confidence. The learner who applies knowledge gains competence, opportunity, and results. The builder who makes something tangible sees effort transformed into value, reinforcing identity. Notice the pattern. Creation converts effort into reward. Creation strengthens focus. Creation builds resilience. Consumption cannot do this. It only distracts. It only numbs. Consumption numbs you. Creation builds you. The feedback loop of creation. Every act of creation creates a feedback loop. You create something. You see progress. Progress motivates more creation. More creation strengthens identity and skill. Stronger identity attracts better inputs, focus, and discipline. This is the virtuous cycle of transformation. The more you create, the stronger your mind becomes. The more you create, the less you crave mindless consumption. Break the loop of passivity. Enter the loop of creation. Consumption numbs you. Creation builds you. Consistency over perfection. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need approval. You don't need to wait for inspiration. The key is consistency. A daily practice, even 10 minutes, beats occasional brilliance. A daily creation habit rewires your brain to value effort over consumption. It trains your attention. It strengthens your patience. It builds tangible proof that you can take action. Do it daily. Do it intentionally. Do it fully. Consumption numbs you. Creation builds you. Combating resistance. You will face resistance. Fear of failure. Feeling uninspired. Believing, I'm not ready. Feeling too tired. Ignore it. Resistance is proof that creation matters. Every time you push through discomfort, you strengthen your identity as a creator. Every time you produce despite fear, you build courage. Every time you act instead of consume, you grow. Start with one small step today. Pick one small action. Commit 5 to 10 minutes. Do it fully. Do it intentionally. Could be writing one page of a journal, sketching one idea, building a simple object, practicing a skill, summarizing a lesson learned. No excuses, no distractions, no perfection, just action, just creation. This is how momentum begins. This is how identity shifts. This is how you reclaim focus, attention, and fulfillment. Consumption numbs you. Creation builds you. You've seen the power of creation. You've learned that passive consumption only numbs your mind. You've discovered that even small, intentional acts of creation strengthen identity, focus, and momentum. But creation alone is not enough. You need a framework that sustains focus, discipline, and purpose over time. That's what comes next. Chapter 9. Build rituals that anchor your focus. Discipline is overrated. Willpower is limited. Motivation is fleeting. The truth? Real focus doesn't come from trying harder. It comes from structure. It comes from rituals. It comes from creating a life where attention flows naturally instead of being constantly stolen. Listen carefully. Rituals protect your focus. Rituals shape your life. Repeat it. Say it slowly. Let it sink in. Your life is shaped by what you do consistently, not occasionally. Your focus is preserved by what you repeat, automatically every day. The power of rituals. A ritual is more than a habit. A ritual is intentional. A ritual is a protective structure for your mind, energy, and attention. Rituals reduce decision fatigue. They remove ambiguity. They automate discipline. They guard your mental space against chaos. Without rituals, your attention is exposed. Without rituals, your energy is wasted on trivial choices. Without rituals, focus is fragile. With rituals, your mind is anchored. With rituals, your energy is protected. With rituals, productivity and clarity become default. Rituals protect your focus. Rituals shape your life. Morning clarity hour. Your day is won or lost in the first hour. A morning clarity hour is a ritual that sets the tone. No phone. No distractions. Journaling, plan your priorities. Clarify intentions. Track progress. Reading, feed your mind with growth, not consumption. Movement, wake your body, sharpen your energy. Mindful pause, meditate, breathe, reflect. This hour is a fortress. It shields your mind from reactive thinking, scattered energy, and digital chaos. When practiced daily, the morning clarity hour builds discipline automatically, focuses intention on meaningful work, anchors your mental energy for the day. Without it, your attention drifts. With it, your focus is armored. Rituals protect your focus. Rituals shape your life. Deep work blocks. Once your day is underway, your next ritual is deep work blocks. Deep work is intentional, uninterrupted, high-quality focus. You schedule it in advance. You protect it fiercely. You enter the session with a single purpose: mastery. Structure it like this: 1 task per block. Set duration: 60 to 90 minutes. Eliminate all interruptions: phone, notifications, tabs, people. Begin with intention, end with reflection. During deep work blocks, you train your attention to resist distraction. You produce meaningful output instead of passive noise. You reinforce the identity of someone who creates, masters, and finishes. Deep work is not a skill, it's a ritual. It automates focus. It removes the need to rely on willpower. Rituals protect your focus. Rituals shape your life. Evening reflection reset. The final ritual of the day is the evening reflection reset. Before bed, journal wins, lessons, and insights from the day. Plan priorities for tomorrow. Reflect on challenges and responses. This ritual does 2 critical things: clears mental clutter, anchors your attention for the next day. Without it, the day's chaos bleeds into your sleep. With it, your mind rests, resets, and grows stronger. Rituals protect your focus. Rituals shape your life. Why rituals work? Rituals work because they automate discipline. Instead of asking yourself, "What should I do now? Should I check my phone? Do I start this task or wait?" Rituals answer automatically. Wake up, morning clarity hour. Work time, deep work block. Evening reflection reset. Your brain no longer wastes energy on trivial choices. Your attention is preserved for what matters. Your focus is reinforced without effort. Rituals create predictable structure in an unpredictable world. Rituals protect your focus. Rituals shape your life. Building your personal rituals. You don't need a complex system. You need consistency, intention, and structure. Identify high-leverage routines. Morning, work, evening. Pick times that matter most. Anchor attention to one purpose per ritual. Clarify the single focus. Protect it fiercely. Eliminate distractions before starting. Phone in another room, notifications off, environment organized. Repeat daily. Small rituals daily compound into powerful identity shifts. Adjust gradually. Don't overhaul everything at once. Start small. Build momentum. Your rituals are your fortress walls. They guard your attention, energy, and purpose. Rituals protect your focus. Rituals shape your life. Rituals and identity. Your rituals shape who you become. Someone with structure develops self-discipline. Someone who protects attention becomes a creator, not a consumer. Someone consistent in practice builds competence, confidence, and mastery. Rituals are not just actions, they are identity statements. Every repeated ritual reinforces the version of yourself you want to embody. You are not trying to focus. You are a person who has rituals that anchor your focus. Rituals protect your focus. Rituals shape your life. Common ritual mistakes. Inconsistency. Rituals only work if repeated daily. Overcomplication. Keep rituals simple and repeatable. Dependency on willpower. Rituals exist so willpower is not required. Ignoring reflection. Without evaluating results, rituals lose impact. Avoid these traps. Keep rituals clear, anchored, and consistent. Real results from rituals. People who commit to rituals report mental clarity and calm, increased productivity, reduced decision fatigue, automatic focus without struggle, more time for meaningful work. Rituals are the ultimate tool to protect what matters most, your attention. Rituals protect your focus. Rituals shape your life. You now understand how to anchor your focus through daily rituals. Morning clarity, deep work, and evening reflection create a protective structure around your attention. But rituals alone are not enough. The final step is mastering your inner world, your identity, your resilience, and your ability to consistently choose long-term growth over short-term distraction. You've built focus, trained attention, and created rituals. Now it's time to live the life your preparation deserves. Chapter 10. Protect your peace like it's your greatest asset. Your mind is your most valuable asset. Not your phone. Not your job. Not your possessions. Your clarity, your focus, your energy, That is your real wealth. And here's the hard truth. If you don't actively protect it, the world will steal it. Distractions, chaos, draining people, low-value tasks, they all chip away at your mental space silently and relentlessly. Listen carefully, guard your peace, guard your mind. Repeat it. Say it like a mantra. Your life is defined not by what you allow in, but by what you protect against. The cost of unprotected mental space. Most people never realize how much mental noise they carry. Endless notifications pulling attention every hour. Social obligations that drain energy. Gossip, drama, and toxic conversations. Unnecessary media consumption. This constant exposure fragments focus, fuels anxiety, and erodes clarity. It creates shallow thinking, restless energy, and poor decision-making. The result? A life where you feel busy but achieve little. A mind that is reactive, exhausted, and out of control. This is preventable. This is avoidable. You must take action. Guard your peace. Guard your mind. Set boundaries around your time. Time is finite. Attention is finite. Energy is finite. Protect them fiercely. Schedule deep work blocks without interruption. Set limits on social obligations. Say no to low-priority tasks. Batch communication to reduce constant context switching. Every yes to a trivial distraction is a no to your peace. Every no to external noise is a yes to focus, clarity, and growth. This is not selfish, it's strategic. The people and tasks that matter will respect your boundaries. The rest are distractions and they have no place in your life. Guard your peace. Guard your mind. Protect your energy from draining people. People influence your mental state more than you think. Energy vampires drain focus, attention, and willpower. Negative influencers fuel doubt, stress, and distraction. Passive observers normalize mediocrity and distraction. You have a choice. Limit exposure. Curate your inner circle. Spend time with people who inspire, challenge, and elevate you. Your peace is precious. Your energy is a resource. Your environment shapes your life. Guard your peace. Guard your mind. Filter the noise. Information overload is a modern epidemic. News cycles are endless. Social media pings constantly. Opinions and commentary flood every channel. This mental clutter is invisible, but it steals attention, clarity, and focus. You must be selective. Schedule limited news or social media time. Avoid gossip, drama, or low-value content. Replace passive consumption with intentional creation. Silence is a tool. Clarity is a tool. Protection of mental space is non-negotiable. Guard your peace. Guard your mind. Control your environment. Your physical environment affects your mental state more than most realize. A cluttered space creates scattered thinking. Noise-filled areas destroy focus. Disorganized workstations kill productivity. Design your environment intentionally. Minimalist workspace. Quiet zones for deep work. Organized surroundings that reinforce calm and clarity. The world will try to pull you into chaos. Your environment can either feed your distraction or anchor your peace. Guard your peace. Guard your mind. Mindset and self-talk. Protection isn't only external, it's internal. Guard against self-criticism that sabotages progress. Avoid ruminating on past mistakes. Refuse mental arguments over trivialities. Your inner dialogue shapes your focus and energy. Every negative thought drains attention. Every conscious redirection strengthens clarity. Anchor your mind with empowering routines, positive self-talk, and decisive thinking. Your inner environment is just as important as your outer environment. Guard your peace. Guard your mind. Daily practices to protect peace. Morning intention. Begin each day by defining what deserves your energy. Scheduled focus blocks. Protect time for meaningful work. Evening reflection. Release mental clutter and review wins. Digital hygiene. Limit notifications, batch social media, and schedule media consumption. Selective social exposure. Curate your circle to support growth and clarity. Mindful pauses. Take intentional breaks to reset attention and energy. These small, consistent actions anchor your peace daily. They prevent mental erosion. They make clarity a habit, not a luxury. Guard your peace. Guard your mind. The long-term payoff. When you consistently protect your peace, decisions become clear. Focus becomes natural. Energy is sustained. Creativity flourishes. Mental clarity becomes automatic. Your life begins to reflect intentionality rather than reaction. You reclaim the mental real estate that distraction tries to steal. You feel lighter, sharper, stronger. You are no longer a passive participant in life. You are the guardian of your attention, energy, and growth. Guard your peace. Guard your mind. Your clarity, focus, and mental energy are your most precious assets. Every choice you make either protects them or erodes them. Choose wisely. Set boundaries. Filter noise. Curate relationships. Design your environment. Anchor your rituals. Strengthen your inner dialogue. Because the world will constantly try to take what is yours. Your focus. Your energy. Your peace. Defend them like your life depends on it, because it does. Guard your peace. Guard your mind. You've learned the truth. Distraction is theft. Attention is a muscle. Dopamine can be hijacked or earned. Creation builds identity, consumption destroys it. Rituals automate discipline and protect focus. Peace is your most valuable asset. The difference between drifting through life and mastering it is simple. You choose what to protect, cultivate, and create. You have all the tools. You have all the knowledge. You now have the blueprint for a life of focus, purpose, and calm mastery. Now it's up to you. Defend your attention. Guard your energy. Protect your clarity. Live intentionally. Build consistently. Grow relentlessly. Guard your peace. Guard your mind. Guard your life. If you want more strategies to master your mind, build unstoppable focus, and live a life of purpose, hit that subscribe button now and turn on notifications. Don't just consume content. Take control of your growth starting today.